we started on this message last week, and I tell you, if you didn't watch it, please ensure that you do. The Iron Man himself is right back on Woman Without Limits. Watch this. Are you saying I'm Mzungu?
Oh, yes.
The ones that rejected you in school.
Yeah, but you
now
know,
they are coming to pick you
but
up.
they are taking me to just go and talk to their Shaba boys and the rest of, not to them.
But still,
Yes.
the fact that they are picking
That's
you.
it. That's it.
You're getting close.
Yeah. And I tell people, actually, if I was greedy,
Yeah.
Karen, I would have had a big chunk of land by now.
Yeah.
Because I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it all, and all those Wazungus, and they used to come for me because I became very popular with their domestic staff. So,
because you were speaking English.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But they didn't think I would speak English even when they were taking me there.
Right.
They wanted me to preach in them in Kiswahili.
Okay.
They thought I would do Kiswahili. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So tell me, so talk to us now about your married life. When your father refused to come to the wedding and you still went ahead and married.
Yes, we went ahead and did our wedding,
Yeah.
and we were blessed with 4 children. And unfortunately, until my wife committed suicide in 1990.
1990.
Yes.
This time you are at All Saints.
Yes, that time I was at All Saints.
Yes, you are at All Saints Cathedral.
Yes.
And you are known by the entire world. Like the whole nation knows who this amazing provost is at that time. And then now she commits suicide.
Yeah.
Like how? Where were you? What happened?
Well, you never know. Maybe, and I always think about this, and I want to warn you on this. Because when you become popular and you are obsessed with the job you are doing, you are likely to forget your own.
Wow.
Many preachers, and when you are Mother Bishop, think of the whole of your staff and how they relate to their spouses. Because it is absolutely important. And I can say this without any fear of contradiction, because now with my wife Jacinta,
Yes.
she can tell you, I'm very close to my children now.
Yeah.
They are girls.
Right.
And I'm very, very close to them.
Right.
More than she is, actually. It's because I allow them the time. This time I did not have.
The time.
When I was active, you know, unajua, unaweza kutengeza kwa wengine, kwako kwa poromoka.
You can be so busy building others.
Others.
And destroying your own.
And you will remember that even when I was doing your counseling, I used to do those counseling.
You were working
thoroughly.
tirelessly every day, night and day.
There was no space actually. You know, it was just like a chain. You know, here. But then you have no time.
And people can be demanding.
Yeah, and people are so
everybody has a
demanding.
problem
But
that they
people are
need you to
very
solve.
selfish. People are very selfish
Because
because
no one is
they
thinking
will
about
suck you to
you.
the last drop. So when you go home, even the talking, even the eating itself, you find it difficult because you're really tired. A particular Saturday, I used to do about 6 weddings because people are saying, yes, mine provost, you must do it.
Yeah.
And when you do it after that,
Yeah.
to be able to contain the timing, you had to do it to yourself, because if you bring somebody, they will trigger, go, and you know the preachers can just actually go off board.
Yes.
Then you interfere with the
program.
The rest of the program, and there are 2, 3, 4 others. So that kind of a life, up to this day, if there is anything I can tell the current church leadership,
Yes, sir.
that would be the point I would want to make.
Pay attention to your
Pay
family.
attention to your own family. You may be called selfish.
Right.
There are people who hide behind their families, and the rest of it I know. We have to allow it.
Yeah.
But certainly it is And I think the devil knows it. He will want to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so even when I see you talk with women
Yeah.
in your program,
Right.
some of them when they talk, I can tell where they are coming from. And if you brought them to me,
Yeah.
I would have done them some counseling.
You'll be able to see some
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Wow.
We comment a lot when we are looking at your program
Right.
with the Jacinta, because I say, well, so these things that you are told when you are doing these interviews,
Right.
you can tell, and I can tell her, look, that one, I could have said ABCD.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can see it. Because
Yes.
you see you are seasoned and
Yes.
you've been there for years, so you understand.
Yes, I understand.
So you realize that you should have done something you didn't do, and that
Yes.
is pay attention.
Yes.
So do you think she got discouraged?
I think she got depression. That really is. How it came in, it was an illness, and Dr. Gatere had treated her, so I knew.
Yeah.
But the major contributing factor was lack of attention on my side.
You know what, Bishop? That makes me feel like just weeping right here. You know why? Because of your vulnerability.
Yes.
Do you know what that has done today?
I don't
It has
know.
brought a healing. As I'm speaking to you, I can tell there are so many watching this program that will be healed completely forever, and they will save their own homes because of what you have said. That on your part, you know, most people don't admit.
No, they don't.
Most people don't admit. They
No,
don't accept. They just say
don't.
she just lost it.
They
But
don't.
look, you're admitting that you should have been more attentive.
I should
but
have
you are
been.
too busy
Oh, yes.
with ministry.
Yes.
And it's not like you're doing bad things. You're in
No,
ministry.
no, I'm in the ministry. I'm serving God.
So you can serve God so much and be one-sided until
Of
you
course.
forget this is so
You'll
important.
be completely obsessed with your work,
Jesus.
not your family.
Jesus. So you come back, you find her. What's going on in your mind?
Oh, it was terrible. I find it difficult to talk about this because really it pains me. Once I make that confession that I know my part and the contribution I may have made there, then I say, if I were wiser, I would have done it differently. But then, when you are bombarded with that kind of a situation, and here you are, you know, as the provost, I was very popular.
Yes, totally.
And very, very effective.
Completely. I was one of the ones who were saying, if he does not join me, I don't want.
That's it.
Not only do I want him to join me, I want him to cancel me. And you
Yes.
cancelled. We were privileged
Yes.
for you to cancel my husband and I.
Yeah, that's it. And it brought me to a point when I actually said, well, when I went, because I went away for, I think, 3-4 months, and I had decided not to come back to church work.
What?
Yes.
You were going to give up?
Oh, yes, I was to give up.
Because of the pain?
Yeah, because of the pain, the agony, the shame, you know, at that level. Do you know what it does to you, to your character? And again, you don't know what your tomorrow holds. You don't even know what you are going to tell people about it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really one of these. I would pray that no minister gets to that level today, because I feel the weight of it seriously in my heart.
Right.
And I wish that nobody
Ever gets there.
ever gets to that pit.
Right.
Because it's painful. It's agonizing.
Yeah.
It's a total dereliction.
Wow.
Because
Wow. Too painful to even
too
describe.
painful to even. Now you have children. You don't even. They ask you what happened, Dad.
Yeah.
What answer would you give?
Oh.
What answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Lady Bishop.
Yes.
When you aspire getting to that position, you must have strong shock absorbers.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So now the entire nation is speaking, and they are saying that Bishop was involved in that.
Yeah, he has killed his wife.
Tell me about that, Jesus. You are agonizing. Look, even now, how
Yeah.
many years later, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
even you can't even be able to fathom what happened.
Yeah.
We can still see the pain
Yeah.
even now.
Yeah.
And the people now turn around and say you did it.
Yeah, because particularly because after a year, after about, that was she died in October. And May, the following year, you remember,
Yeah.
there is this event called the Moroto, when a whole village in the bus airport is crushed.
Yes.
And then I speak very strongly
Yeah.
because I told Moi, you have killed people. And then it is brought back because in retrospect, and they say, okay, Mzee, Njenga anasema uliua watu, leave it to us. We will say he killed his wife. And sure, this is what was introduced. And now the whole world, and it was done, you know, and it is painful, Kade, because it was, I remember it was June 1, Madaraka Day, and it was just next Uhuru Park, where I'm there
The
in
cathedral
the
is
next
there.
cathedral.
Right.
And Moi stands, you know, when the president live tells the nation, Njenga amedanganya watu, amesema serikali yangu naua watu. But because he's my friend, tell him to come. Aniambie sore, tuendelee. No. When you hear that kind of a thing.
From the president himself.
Yes. And you have not even healed.
Hey. The pain,
Yes,
excruciating.
The pain. And this is what he has been told. Si Njenga amesema unaua watu, tuachie.
Yeah.
We know how to deal with
Tutasema
it.
yeye.
We will say he killed we will ask him, who killed your wife? And sure, it was brought, I was taken to court.
Yeah.
I was prosecuted.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Judges are created from nowhere to
Yeah.
just handle that case.
Who? Who? How? What happened? What did you do? How long did that take you to heal? Did you defend yourself?
I tried to, but it has never even been determined up to now.
Jesus.
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I was the vicar general in the church,
Yeah.
in the cathedral.
Yeah.
I asked all the clergy to put their black castles. And the day of the court, we would all go black. And you know, serikali baya kali. They would look at us, put us there the whole day. Right at the end, about 1, they call the case, they say, Njenga and the others, come in the afternoon. You know.
After being there all. Oh.
That's it. And afternoon,
Yeah.
wanaendelea na ingine, wanasema imewekwa until next week. So we come next week until the momentum dries up.
Right. So the pain, they are digging on the wound. So they keep digging on the wound.
Yeah,
You're already wounded, and
That's
they
it.
keep.
that's it.
How long did that take you, Bishop?
It took me for years up to today. I tell you, it was never discussed. I don't know. I used to ask Amos Wako, who was the Attorney General,
Yeah.
why have you never determined on my case?
Yeah.
He told me, Njenga, wachana na hiyo mambo. Now, when
And
you're
they have to
told
just
that,
continue with life.
yeah, that's it. So even when you see today
Yeah.
the things that are going on, perhaps this is again something to do with the leadership,
Right.
because you create pain on top of injuries on somebody, and you want to destroy somebody and his character. I remember, do you remember the weekly reviews?
Yes.
And people who used to write these things,
Yeah.
Hillary Gwendo was
Yeah.
a member of my congregation. So he would even come and I preach,
Right.
And Monday,
He writes.
all the congregation of the All Saints Cathedral walked out when they saw Njenga, which is a lie.
He was even there listening to the
That's
word.
it. He didn't raise a qualms. I had even, that time I was teaching his children, actually, catechism, 2 girls.
Right.
So,
So he's looking for popularity.
that's
He's looking
it.
for a name.
No,
using you as to write on
destroying
yours.
somebody. Yeah. These journalists you see here, they can kill you with the stroke of a pen.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right. So yeah, many journalists making up, trying to get a name
Yes.
through somebody else.
Yes.
And they don't know that they're destroying.
I think they know.
They
They are
do.
paid to do that.
Oh. So tell me, your children at that time, are they blaming you themselves, or what are they saying?
No,
are they
no.
angry?
No, they are still being harassed equally. When that happened, because, at that particular time, after June 1, 1990,
Right.
as a family, we went through hell because there is no day, actually, Kari, I went without seeing 8 cars who are chasing me. Not a single day.
As you drove?
As I drove, yes. Everywhere I went.
What?
Oh, yes.
They will be behind you chasing you?
Yeah, of course.
What about fear? Were you afraid for your life?
I used to write my will every evening and change it the following day when I know I didn't die.
Okay, that's oh my goodness.
It is interesting.
Change it when you see you're still alive.
Yes.
So you change it again.
I changed it, I kept on changing, you know. And the harassment, I was harassed from the bank, my chambers. Every time I preached on Sunday, Tuesday, they would put these banners in Getcha, this land belonging to Njenga is to be auctioned, and there is nothing has happened. Nothing.
And you've done nothing.
Then I've done nothing. And I'm still paying, through, because my salary goes through a bank. I go to a bank manager, ask him, sir, what is this?
Yeah.
Tell me, Njenga, why kunywa kahawa uende?
Like, it's bigger than us.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
The muscles behind
That's it.
are bigger than we can handle.
Yeah. But
my goodness.
But the worst came to us when one day I went into a bank, into my manager, and I found that there was 100,000 shillings in my account.
Yeah.
I asked him, now, I've never transacted 100,000 shillings in the history of my account. Where did this money come from? Take it back to where it came. It's not mine. I don't want it.
Yeah.
My PCC, my parish council, one day discussed and said, look, because they felt pity on me. They said, and some of them were government officials.
Right.
Said, let us take you to State House. I say, that time I had told them, because I've never seen 100,000 shillings in my pocket,
Yeah.
I don't know when people have it, how they behave.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. You go. Mkiambia mtakayoambiwa, taniambia, but
You
I don't
come
know.
and tell me.
That's it. But finally, I was taken there. And I sat. I found 8 of them. I won't give you the name.
Yeah.
I found these gentlemen also. There were 8 of them, and the head of state is there
Yeah.
with his staff. I was told, now, wewe ni kijana mzuri, and we didn't know. There's nothing wrong with you and the head of state, and he loves you. But we call you to ask you to just say sorry. These things amalize.
Yeah.
Do you know, when you are told like that, and the team is there, the advisors, I looked out, I said, I really am sorry.
Yeah.
Because you're really asking me to do something that is not within my reach. How do I say sorry that people did not die and I saw them die?
And they died.
And you asked me, I was asked for the names, I was asked to investigate. I told the government, you have the whole machinery, I've given you the names.
Yeah.
And you know, I used to go to Central Police almost every morning. And I was kept there, humiliated, tossed, moving. You know how you move on those benches? And then you write one sentence, you are told, oh, Officer Meitwa, you know, we are waiting something from the State House, you know, Wangoja.
Mercilessly.
Yeah, so when I told them this, I saw the big man turn, he just sneaked out, he went. Now, the gentleman left worked on me. You know, ukiona mzee ametoka, usiliona jinsi fimbo imeinama? Ni kusema amekasirika na wewe sana. Hata sisi hatujui itakuwaje. We don't know what he would say. You know, they are really working on me.
Yeah.
And once they finish like that, one goes that way.
But your conscience could not allow you.
It couldn't allow me. Kathy, how do you say sorry that people did not die?
And you saw them.
You saw the bodies. And I was not alone. We were with the PC in Nairobi.
Right.
Standing together, watching what is happening with the bulldozers. Tulitazama tukaona vijana wawili wamepondwa, you know, the tractor just goes over them. Seeing that, how would you then say people did not die? You say sorry for what?
Yeah. So you were ready to die for the
I
cause.
really was ready to die, and I knew I would live. You know, I used to go into the escalators those days.
Yeah.
People who know me would just walk out if I went in.
Because they were scared.
Yeah, of course.
Because they didn't know whether they would be the
No,
one
of
shot
course.
on your behalf.
And you remember people like Mutava Musimi. After
Yes.
that, there was a time he asked me to take me, and this was Jojo's time, because he wanted to see Jojo. He was afraid.
Yeah.
I took him there. Mutava was followed after that.
Because of being with you.
Yes, he had for 3 weeks. So even today, when we meet with Mutava, it is me who took you there in my car.
Yeah.
How would they then come and follow you like that? You better call him and ask him that story. He may give it to you. But it was very interesting.
Yeah.
So finally, this gentleman, after they told me all this, they walk one by one. I am left there almost alone. So I look for an escape. I look where there is a Kalaita, because you don't know this huge house where you go.
Where you go
out and where.
So after they left one by one, you now
One by
left.
one. Yes. What? Yes. And you remember that particular time, many things had happened. The women had walked into my place.
Into All Saints.
I gave them the bunker. They stayed there for 11 months.
For 11 months.
You remember people coming, the Kennedy Center came to award this man, Gibson Kamau Kuria,
Right.
with a gift, which he said he will not read. You remember I had buried so many people who were dying that particular time.
Yeah.
And the sermons that were being preached at that particular time.
Yeah.
And I took responsibility of them all.
Of all.
Because there was nobody else who could speak at that particular
Nobody
time.
was that bold.
No, there was no avenue.
Right.
Finally I gave the politician, particularly when the women came there, because I created large hour sermons outside there around the women.
Yes.
And the politicians now began coming and listening and preaching and bringing them food. Until finally, that's how democracy really, the 2A removal, which you hereby did, came as a result of that.
Because you were standing on what you
Of
knew,
course.
the principles.
Of course.
And you stood on those principles and then allowed those women for 11
Yeah,
months.
for 11
and the
months.
entire nation was talking about them.
That's it.
Until their children and their husbands were released.
They were released. She can tell you, because my wife had died, I removed all the beddings that I had.
Yeah.
The cookers, the stoves, the sufurias,
Yeah.
everything I gave to them. Because how else were they going to live?
To survive.
Yeah.
For all those months. Oh
Yeah.
my. Oh, man.
My name is Peter Njenga, retired Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Mount Kenya South. You are watching Woman Without Limits.
Oh, man. So when there was victory in that, because the whole nation was celebrating
the whole
victory,
nation changed.
how did you feel? Did it at least give you some semblance of peace?
No, it didn't. Because things were still happening.
Things were still hard.
Yeah, things were still very hard for me and the government.
And some of the children also
didn't
take it kindly.
No, they didn't take it kindly.
They went into their own lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That must have been tough.
Yeah. Oh, it was tough.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, when I began
dating,
courting with this young girl, all these women, they came with me to Odire, her home.
Right.
Oh yes, they said we must go there.
So, oh my God, those ones who were hiding there for 11 months, they came with you.
Wow. Oh yes.
So okay. In the midst of all that, 3 years later, you met this beautiful girl.
Yes.
And you started to go out with her.
Yes.
How was that? Did people receive it? Was that easy? Or they were still fighting you?
It wasn't easy. Because there were still things that were being thrown at us, Njenga is marrying a teenager, Oh. And all sorts of things. Yeah. Oh, she's the one who made the other one to die, And she did not even know her.
She did not even know.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
How long did that take you,
it took
Bishop?
It took me a very long time.
To forgive? What about forgiveness?
Oh, it equally took me a long time.
To let go.
To let go.
Right.
One, even to forgive her for that kind of an action.
Devastation, like choice.
Yes.
Like why would you take that direction?
That's it. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
I took many years before recovery.
Did you go through any therapy? Did somebody counsel with you?
No. Nobody counseled me.
You just walked on.
No, nobody counseled me.
Bishop.
Nobody counseled me.
Did you feel alone? Did you feel...
Oh, I felt very lonely, I really felt lonely. Let me tell you, I went around December. I took off and went to America with a friend. And good people actually contributed a lot of money so that there was enough for that journey.
Yeah.
But then we crossed over. January, we came to Birmingham. Should I say this? My church had promised to organize with our friend, missionaries on the other side, that they would provide me a place to stay in and heal.
Right.
And for one, I thought they would provide for money because I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Two of those who were, one that my church didn't even bother. They gave us $1,000. And $1,000 for two people traveling to America, Birmingham, for 3 months, it's all gone.
Yeah.
So at the end, when the college, because I stayed, Birmingham, I stayed in a college, and I thought I would study, but I tried, I couldn't. I wanted to do a short course because I used to do short courses and the rest of it. Found I couldn't. Yeah. Then I talked to this friend of mine. I said, can I come and stay with you because the college is closing? He said, yes, you could, yeah. I knew his wife was one of the best wives.
Yeah.
I know she refused. So eventually I didn't go to them.
She refused?
Yes. I know I had to look for a different person.
Yeah.
And actually there was a friend of mine who was a clergy working in Britain, and he had a house in Croydon.
Right.
So I approached him when this has failed. And I told you I didn't want to come back. So I told this, my friend who was escorting me, you go back, let me stay. And I was left because money had gone. We didn't have any money.
So you were just
Yes,
there.
there, below zero. So this friend of mine told me, okay, I am going back. His wife had died earlier. He came to unveil the cruise.
Right.
So he said, I have that flat. Take the key, I'll leave the key to a particular place. You see, I'm away. We are corresponding.
Right.
I'll leave the key there, do this, A, B, C, D. He organized. And stay there as long as you want. So I stayed in Croydon.
Right.
Alone for 2 months. One day, I went through every penny I had. I bought a ticket for 20 pounds that had remained.
Right.
But it was the 5-zone ticket. You know, you can go by road, by rail, by, you name it.
Yeah.
So I knew I was comfortable.
Yeah.
But then finally, I had the last apple. It was the only food I had. I ate that one apple, and then I thought, why would I die in a house like this? I really was hungry, and I have nothing. And nobody knows this guy because, as you know, who cares?
Yeah.
So I took the phone. I called my assistant, Sam Imawe, or you knew him.
Right.
I said, Sam, that time I had gone for about 72 hours.
Right.
I
Without
said, Sam,
eating.
I have eaten the last apple I had, and it is the only food I had. I am now going to sleep, but I don't know whether I'll wake up tomorrow. I have nothing. And I prayed to my God, and I went to sleep, and I slept. Very interestingly, the following day, because I didn't wake up early, you know, you have no bother, where are you going?
Yeah.
But by the time I woke up in the morning, there was 100 pounds from Switzerland, 100 pounds from Oxford, 100 pounds, I think, from Cambridge. It was all there.
From where?
You know, thrown under the door.
What? By people?
Yes, by people. He talked to, there was a lady, actually, we used to call her our mom because she really was good.
Right.
She was a member of my council, so she knew.
So
when Sam told her, she used to sell coffee here. Unfortunately, she died recently.
Okay.
So she organized his sons and daughters, you know, and they all sent money, you know. By the time I woke up, there was enough money there for me.
You just found it under the door.
That's it.
Oh, that must have been so amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it was so amazing.
So, Bishop, tell me, they now call you the Iron Man.
Yeah.
The Iron Bishop.
You see, having gone through the terrible situation in 1990,
Yeah.
I think everybody would believe this was an Iron Bishop.
Yes.
Because how do you face a
9
strong
lives.
man like Moi
Yeah. And not die.
and not die?
Yeah.
And I had budgeted for death. I knew. And I told my children, when you don't see me, goodbye. Because I knew any time I would be crushed. And you remember in the process, I had an accident in Rwanda.
Yeah.
I was driving, and here came somebody swerving on the road like this and hit a car on this side.
Yeah.
And everybody thought, oh, Moi wanted to kill Njenga. And because he was an army man.
That was the story. But you're finished now.
Yes, but then, and he sent people to ask me. I didn't know, but they all came. What happened?
Yeah.
He said, was he sent?
a road
I
accident?
said, no. That was just a normal accident.
That's what you said.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
And Moi was very happy with that
Oh,
because
good.
he thought, because everybody had called me a liar.
Yeah.
He
They
knew,
thought,
he
why can't you say
knew
the
I would
truth?
say it is Moi who was killing me. I said, no,
Yeah.
that was a normal accident. And I think from there, The old man must have thought twice.
Maybe this guy is genuine.
Yes.
He thought, this
Yes.
man of God is actually
Yes.
genuine.
Yes.
So they left you alone.
They left me alone.
Yeah. So tell me, Bishop, because we cannot finish with the Iron Man and forget the restoration.
Yeah.
So now God restored you. You married this beautiful woman.
Yes.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
And you're going to see her pictures in here.
Well,
To behold that beauty.
yeah.
And gave you another family with children. So tell us about that.
Well, it was very interesting. After that accident, I've
Yeah.
told you,
Yeah.
people came to see me. And many people came because I only went to Aga Khan and I was treated on my knees and then I went home.
Right.
So the following day, that was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, people came. And within that week, one morning, I think it was on the Wednesday, here comes 3 ladies.
Yeah.
All unknown to me.
Yeah.
One of them is this girl. There are 2 leaves. And she doesn't go, so it's a go. And I'm saying to myself, who is this now? Yes, I had not seen her.
Yeah. Are you mesmerized
That's
by
it.
Okay.
No, I say, no, questions.
Yeah.
What? Why? You
Yeah.
know. At that time,
Yeah.
people who were sympathetic had brought me about 18 women that I should marry.
Right. I mean, the most famous provost, the one who is making waves, making news.
That's
Why would
it.
they bring them?
Everyone,
Yeah.
And some would tell me openly, I'm a candidate, I'm here. When you are thinking about it, think about me.
Yeah.
And
Ladies.
here comes a girl, she is there, she does say a thing.
Yeah.
And then she says, okay, thank you. She prays, she goes, I'm going to work. And that's it. So
Do you feel anything?
No,
Does your heart follow?
Actually not. But then that evening,
Yeah.
I heard a voice asking me, why did that girl stay behind? Who was it? And then after that, so I kept on seeing her.
Right.
Oh, and admiring her.
Right.
And there's a friend of ours who used to tell her when she got married, you were married at 24.
Right.
And everybody expected me to marry from the women in the cathedral. Because there were so many, and they were pretty,
and they all
beautiful.
were saying you're the one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And they knew I knew them.
Yeah.
Oh, and particularly the single mothers.
Right.
Oh.
Oh.
And they would take my clothes, wash them there, and how I hated it because I really felt this is not the way I want to go.
You don't want pressure. Like, please. My life is trouble. I'm surrounded
But
everywhere.
that's it.
Yeah.
But then finally, I said to this girl, so I said, okay.
Yeah.
And I asked somebody to take me to where she came from,
Right.
quietly behind the scene.
Yes.
And her mother looks at me, says, why? Why have you come over here? I said, we have come. We know so and so. What? And the mother has a face that tells you are rejected, she's not interested. I said, no, we worship together,
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Wisdom directed you.
but we laugh with her even now when we see each other. It is very interesting.
So eventually you said why you were there,
yes,
what you
eventually,
wanted.
Yes.
And they handed her over.
Yes. Eventually, we went, we said we want this girl,
Yeah.
After all, I have stayed 3 years since my wife died.
Right.
Nobody would accuse me of anything,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but the honest was to ask her, do you really want to take me with the baggage I have?
Yeah.
That's the question. Yes, that's the question I
And
raised
she said
with her.
yes?
She said, I'll try.
Oh.
She did tell me yes, but she said,
But she said, I'll try.
Yeah.
And try she did.
And try she
And
has.
2
Up
children
to
after because you, because you got 2 amazing
yes,
daughters
that's
with her.
it.
Yeah.
And I have become, you know, like I have another leaf of life.
Oh.
Yeah, the other day, you know, people asked me,
Yeah.
how do you stay that young? I said,
Yeah.
because perhaps it's because I married a young person.
She has kept you young.
Yeah, that's it. And many people wrote, ran, saying,
Yes, right.
this is not what I said.
No, your predicament drove you to that.
That's it. So, Kathy,
Yeah.
from that experience, I think I would like to draw about 6 points.
Yes, please.
One, and let me tell you this,
Yes.
because you tell me, and I sensed it when we were doing the funeral.
Right.
When I begin hearing what they are saying about you, I knew. So, one thing, if you choose to go to climb that tree, now here, and you want to go at the top,
Right.
when you get up there, you know, it doesn't matter how dirty your underwear is. You will not refuse us to watch at you and gaze at any spot there is
You'll be
in
able
that
to
knicker.
see.
Because you are there. And it is your choice. Because God has put you there, then you know you will not stop people from looking at you through. And you know from now, wherever you sleep, people will know. People will talk about it. Whatever you eat, people will talk about it. However you dress, people will talk about it. However you walk, people will talk.
Wow.
Give them the liberty because you have chosen as a leader. It's your business to go there.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Right.
But it is our liberty to watch whatever dirt there may be in those pants you have up there. So that's a point. So 6 things. My lesson is that we are not special. You see,
Yeah.
Alan has gone.
Yeah.
And that morning when you saw him go, you realize you're not special. Because sometimes as preachers, we pretend to say, this can happen to others. Everybody, their children, their spouses, their wives, their friends, the rest of it. Little do we budget that it could be me. Could be you.
Jesus.
Number 2, the responsibilities that are left for you must be fulfilled to the maximum. No matter how difficult, whether you share them with him or not, whatever has been left behind, take it up and walk. Number 3, do not ever compete with anybody. Compete with yourself. The talents we have, the God-given attributes in us, the regenerated life that he instilled in us through the Holy Spirit, must be allowed to work within us and produce the best. Number 4, always know, and this again is a challenge. Whatever you do, if you read that, my autobiography, you will hear, I've talked about somebody called Kabubei. He's a man who was in Kamandura. He's among the first early clerks who put even a tie, and when it was gone after retirement, they even put a kamba. Kaditoka patch here. Remember, I say, Kabubei worked, retired, retired, died. He didn't finish the work. we are still doing it.
Hey.
Always remember. Finally, remember, you are not what did I say? You are not the world problem solver. Jesus is.
Hey.
Not you. So even when you fail,
Yes,
people
sir.
will come to you for anything.
Yes, sir.
But even when you fail or you don't deliver, you do what God has told you, has created for you, has enabled you to do. And finally, always be thankful to God.
Amen.
That you are what you are, where you are.
Amen.
Because you too could be dead. And the finally, don't always think that everybody has the best intentions for you. And people, I told you I was very popular in the cathedral. I tell you, Kathy, the huge mulolongos that came through that church, shaking, oh, Provost, well done, no, you have preached a very much. Don't take it wholeheartedly. Could be just a puffing up. Because sometimes you may have said absolutely nothing. But they want to tell you, well done, you know, yeah, well done, you know, you have fed us, you know. Those kind of shoutings, don't take them wholesale. Assess them. But be honest with yourself. I want to finish there.
Wow. Ooh, Jesus, thank you so much, Bishop. Not only is my personal life totally changed from today, but everybody that has watched us on Woman Without Limits. I believe that there is no way your life can ever remain the same again. Please take a pen and a paper. Repeat this again and write it down. These are words on marble. Words from a mighty man of valor. A man that has lived among us to show us that there is a direction we can follow and we can make it no matter what. Gone through hell and high waters, and he's still standing as the Iron Man. This is Woman Without Limits.
Woman without limits.